What is happening, J Gamer Dude here, and yeah, so this is something I feel like I should really be talking about because I love me my horror games. Like, I'm an absolute fan of them. I play a lot of them, so it's clear that, like, with how successful Capcom have been with Resident Evil remakes, we got, Resident Evil Remake 2, so we got the remake of 2, remake of 3, remake of 4. And in between them, we did get Resident Evil 8, which was Resident Evil Village rather, and we also got Resident Evil 7 Biohazard. Now, Resident Evil 7 Biohazard was a great game. It was taking what we knew about, like, it literally just took place in an evil residence, for Pete's sake, with a hillbilly murderous cult that eats people and things, okay? And then with big gooey monsters, black gooey monsters in between, especially, sort of like near the end. But I digress. Then we got Resident Evil 2 Make, which was a great remake to Resident Evil 2. It really took everything, like, and just made it so much better. Resident Evil 8 felt a little bit more lacking, but it still was a good game. And the Resident Evil 3 was an okay to good game, because it was far more action-oriented as opposed to horror-oriented. And I mean, well, Nemesis isn't exactly as, enticing of a villain as Mr. X, especially when Mr. X can appear anywhere except for save locations, whereas I feel like Nemesis could only follow you or stalk you so far. So looking at the future of Resident Evil remakes, there are a few different options and paths in which Capcom could go. So we did get Resident Evil 0 and Resident Evil as HD releases, or rather remasters, so we could absolutely see that in the Resident Evil 2 remake style. And I did really like Resident Evil 0. In fact, you can actually see me, I think on my channel right now, there might be a what's it called? Me actually playing through Resident Evil 2. Sorry, not Resident Evil 2. Resident Evil 0 HD on the PS4 in my on my channel. Like, I'm pretty sure that's still there. And if I do have it, like, I'll link it below, because yeah, that, like, I really like that game. It was a great game, albeit it was incredibly short. So in the remake style, that would be great. Or they could do Resident Evil, like the original, and then remake that in the remake style. They could do either of those, or they can do both and, introduce it as a package deal. Though I suppose the amount of work and time and effort that goes into making incredibly good remakes like we got with 2 and 4. Oh yeah, Resident Evil 4 remake, how could I forget? Bloody excellent. I mean, what can I say? Alright? Now, with that being said, Resident Evil 0 was very, very campy, and so was Resident Evil 1 to an extent. So I don't know if they want to keep the campiness or keep that going. Again, Midget Napoleon didn't really make too much of a splash in Resident Evil 4 Remake because, well, yeah, even the voice of, like, the shop guy, I forgot his name. Yeah, his lines are different, and the delivery just doesn't quite feel as cheesy as it was originally. But beyond that point, you could look to remake then Resident Evil 5. Now, that's when Resident Evil started to get very actiony, but you would not, even if you were to do 5 and 6, you would not go beyond 6. So either you go back and do 0 and 1, or you then have the in-between games that weren't particularly good. Either then you have the Dark Side Chronicles, Code Veronica, Dead Aim, or the I think it was called the Umbrella Chronicles. So this was like a bunch of, like, PS2 third-person sort of action-y games. Well, action-y in a sense, or kind of like rail shooters in a way. Resident Evil, so Code Veronica might be the next best one to remake if they are going down the same release path. To either go back and do the originals or do Code Veronica ignore Dead Aim and then do like the Umbrella Chronicles and the Dark Side Chronicles, or ignore those two and also ignore what's it called, or just ignore Dead Aim, the two Chronicles games, and just go straight to 5 and 6 after that. Who knows what'll happen? I'm just thinking about what the overall Resident Evil mythos currently looks like, and it's a fascinating area to be in. Again, I could just keep mulling over this over and over, so it would be interesting to hear your guys' thoughts. And I do still need to go back and replay the Dark Side Chronicles and the other Chronicles game, because I can't remember if those were actually really rubbish rail shooters or if they were actual proper horror games, because I genuinely do not remember. It's been way too bloody long. But yeah, with all of that said and done, let me know what you guys think about the Resident Evil series as a whole, how these remakes are coming along, what you would much rather see, because personally I would much rather see another Monster Hunter game from Capcom more than anything else. Maybe a remake of Beautiful Joe, if that's possible. You know, there's so much other stuff that they could be doing. But with all that said and done, please do comment below your thoughts on Capcom in general even. Like the video if you liked it. Like this video if you liked it, yeah. That's what I meant to say. And subscribe to the channel. I'm aiming for 100 subs by the end of the year. And of course, I do want my videos to go out to more people, so that would be certainly much appreciated. And with all of that said and done, I do upload videos every day, so I'll see you guys tomorrow.